Hey there, kids. Folks call me the Curious Fox because I'm curious about stories. Today's story is about cleaning your room. Why don't you have a seat and I'll tell you all about it. Clean your room, Caitlin's mom insisted, but Caitlin didn't want to. She would rather spend her time jumping on the bed, playing with her toys, and trying on clothes. Doing those things was fun. Cleaning was boring. So Caitlin ignored her mom and kept doing what she wanted to do instead. Did you clean your room? Asked her mom when she finally came out. I'll do it later, said Caitlin with a shrug of her shoulders. I'm hungry. What's for dinner? Your room is a disaster, said Caitlin's father as he sat down beside her at the table. I can't even see the floor. What's the big deal? Asked Caitlin. She was starting to wonder if yelling and complaining was all grown-ups did. The problem, said her father, is that nothing is put away. I'm afraid you will lose one of your toys. How can I lose them? Asked Caitlin. They're all right where I left them. That may be so, said her father, but how can you tell where anything is when your room is so messy? The room looks much nicer when it's tidy and neat. Your mother and I keep the rest of the house spotless and clean. You are 6 years old. If you're old enough to get your toys, then you're old enough to put them away. Caitlin didn't think her room looked that bad. All of her toys were there on the floor. They were easy to get to when she left them there. That night, she went back to her room, threw her toys from the bed to the floor, crawled under her covers, and tried to go to sleep. Mom, called Caitlin after a while. My blanket's all tangled. I can't go to sleep. That wouldn't happen if you made your bed, her mother called back. It took some time, but Caitlin was able to untangle her blanket on her own. She still didn't think that she needed to clean her room. Caitlin, it's time to get up, said her dad the next morning, poking his head into her room. Okay, she said back, rubbing her eyes. She jumped out of her bed and landed on her toy airplane. Ow! She cried, and her dad came running. That wouldn't happen if you put your toys away, he said, rubbing her foot. Caitlin thought she just needed to make sure to toss them further away from her bed. That weekend, Caitlin's room was still a mess when she went to play with her favorite doll. She looked, and she looked, and she looked, but it was nowhere to be found. Oh no, said Caitlin. What am I going to do? Try cleaning your room, said her mom. My guess is it's in here somewhere. Caitlin had no choice. It took a long time, but she put away all of her toys and clothes and even made her bed. She found her doll under a pile of clothes under her bed. She was happy to have her favorite toy back and had to admit that the room did look better. After that, Caitlin always cleaned her room and she never lost her toys again. It sounds like it's a lot easier to lose things if your room isn't clean. I'd hate to lose any of my toys. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.